Hey guys, it's Keqing here, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my roadster concept that I just submitted to the gallery. Just kind of want to walk through how I designed it, what my inspirations are, and go over the process. Just like how I did with my knife video, I'm going to do the same with this roadster design. So let's get into this. Um, so what you see on the screen right now is already on the gallery. You can check it out. But I wanna add a little backstory to this and talk about what inspired me to go through and design my own roadster. Um, I'm a car enthusiast, and one of the things that I've been noticing is that a lot of new cars today, or even cars that are coming out soon, they all have this very angry and fierce looking design language. And a lot of auto manufacturers seems to incorporate this kind of design in their cars. And I'll just give you a few examples. You see the Ford Fusion, right? It looks good, but it's got this angry face to it. You look at the FRS, it's the same thing. You look at the new Subaru WRX that's coming out. You look at Audis, you look at BMWs, and you look at especially the Evo. I mean, this just looks so fierce. I'm not saying that this design language is ugly, but I just feel like manufacturers today are more leaning towards designing a car that gives this aggressive look to it, and it almost looks a little too homogeneous. So that got me thinking, what makes a car beautiful? What determines a car that's beautiful? And yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but for me, I believe that the classic lines, classic styling, is what make cars beautiful cars. And what truly makes a car beautiful are the classic design and lines. I've stumbled upon a handful of articles predicting that the future of car design is retro, but you don't really see that happening with mainstream manufacturers. You see that happening with certain manufacturers, but not a lot of them. So that got me thinking, what let me just turn off my phone here. What makes a car beautiful? So some of the inspiration of my concept roadster um, came from a Shelby Cobra 427. Also comes from a Ferrari 250 GT, which has gorgeous lines, and also even an older Datsun 1600 Roadster. And if we continue going, I mean the Miura, one of the prettiest cars in my opinion ever made. And then also the MX-5 Superlight, just very clean, and also probably because I myself drive a Miata, so I had to refer to this as well. Um, so these are some of my inspirations and what I refer to come up with this design in Fusion 360. So I want to get into that just to give everyone a closer look at the roadster that I designed here. So you can see some of the lines I've incorporated based on those cars that inspired me. This hip line right there, the the roll bar hoops here, essentially really was inspired by that MX-5 Superlight. The seats as well, the tan seats, and just the side profile really speaks to the classic way of how cars are made. And even though my car is somewhat frowning from the front end, it doesn't look angry to me. It's not fierce. It doesn't want to punch me in the face. It's a little like, okay, yeah, let's go hit the road and go down it fast. But it doesn't make me angry, or it's not angry at the world. So that's a little of the backstory and inspiration of why I designed this. Let's take a look at the process. Let's take a look at how I approached this design. And I actually I actually learned how to do this based on a video that um, one of our internal folks made. His name is Matt Cederberg. He's also former CEO of T-Splines, and he made this really quick video to show how to approach a car design using the sculpt environment and creating faces. This is a very quick video, so I'm going to pause in specific moments and talk a bit more about what he's doing. So right off the bat here, you see the canvas. You see a side profile of what it looks like to be a BMW M6, I want to say, or yeah, it looks like an M6. Also, again, gaping vents and angry, fierce-looking car, and maybe well-deserved, but I digress. So let's start this video. So the first thing he's gonna do is create a circle sketch on that plane and designate the wheel. So he's done that. Then what he's doing here is using a spline sketch and sketching out a rough curve of the fender, the curve that he wants the car to have. So he's doing that on the front wheels, he's doing on the rear, and he's putting a slight curve on the bottom. So we missed a short thing here. So here, what he's doing is using the extrude command, and essentially he's extruding it towards the screen. If you think of this, the axis that's coming towards you, he's extruding that line towards you about 10 to 14 millimeters. So it's really not a lot, because it looks like he's designing this to scale, and that's what I've done too. I've designed my roadster to scale, so it's actually designed based on a full MX-5 chassis and frame. So he's extruding this towards us, and it's very minimal, but it's enough for him to later drag and add additional surfaces to that line. So here I'll show that right now, or he'll show that. So what he's doing is pulling it all down and adding geometry, pulling it up, and then here he cut that circle extrusion. He cut the bottom, so it's more of the wheel well, more of the wheel well. So he's doing that, and he's gonna shape this a bit more. He's altering the edges a bit, still altering edges, deleting some edges there, deleting edges, and now what he's doing is matching the that edge to the edge of the wheel well, so that he'll have an easier time to weld vertices later in this video. So he's gonna match some of these. Oh, so coming to the weld vertices here, what he's gonna do is weld that vertex to the bottom vertex, so he has a so he has one vertex, essentially combining two vertices into one is what he's gonna do. See how he just did that? He just essentially combined those two. Let's go back again. Whoop. Go back again right here. Whoop. Yep. So let's see here. What did he do? Weld vertices. See that? He welded those two. He sped this up pretty fast. That's why I'm pausing multiple times here. Welded those two vertices so they become one. Did the same for the bottom one. And he's dragging them out a bit. Okay, he's moving that edge, and now he's moving those edges so they stay. Or he's adding additional edge there. He's moving these out. He's adding more edges. Adding edges. Extruding those, adding geometry, extruding it out to create some of the front end elements there. Creating, sculpting. And this is all in box mode. So you can toggle between smooth mode and box mode by hitting Control 1 for box mode and Control 3 for smooth mode. And in order to actually trigger them, you have to click on an edge of the body, and then you'll be able to turn them on and off based on hitting Control 1 or Control 3. And that's Control plus 1, Control plus 3. So, okay, he's altering these. He's altering those. He's adding now he's let me just go back real quick here. He's welding those vertices. See how when he welds them, they all connect, and then it becomes one surface, or yeah, one face. So he's doing that right now. Weld, 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 weld. Adding a surface to weld. Okay, extruded that to weld, weld, extrude, weld, extrude, weld. See how those two are overlapping? That really sharp edge with that vertices in the middle of nowhere. What he's gonna do to repair that is he's gonna kind of move them out and add additional surfaces so they actually meet. I think he's gonna do that right now. He added an edge and then welded that new edge or new vertices to the pointy one. So that's what he did there. Okay, deleted an edge, and then added an edge, weld. Let's see, extrude, weld, 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 and there you go. Now you have one continuous edge at the very top, and what he did is that he just extruded that and added additional surfaces with that entire edge selected. Okay, it's tweaking, 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 deleting edges, and now he just moved it into smooth mode. So he was working box mode the whole time, now it's smooth. Now we can see the lines are a bit curvier. So now he's put it back to box mode. What he's going to do now is create an arc around the wheel using the canvas as a reference, another arc. And then he's going to use the match tool to match the T-spline edge to that arc, so it's a perfect arc. Because right now, if you look at the wheel well, I can't say that word, wheel well, it's not a perfect circle. It's not there's some inconsistency. So he wants to be a perfect circle, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to match, and now you have perfect T-spline circular edges. He just made that straight by pulling down the manipulator, added additional edges. Now, here I want to touch on something. The reason why those edges and vertices are red is because he's turned soft modification on. What that means is that he's altering essentially the surfaces that he selected, and the edges and the vertices are red are the objects that are being affected by his manipulations. And the more faded it gets, the less affected it is. So that's why we call it soft modification, because you can really fine tune the selected areas by not affecting too much of the surrounding surfaces and edges and vertices. So he's doing some of that. And okay, smooth mode. Again, he did a match just to be safe. And by the way, I didn't actually do the matching weird well. I just kind of, but yeah, essentially I followed this to make my roadster. There you go. Okay, now he's starting to extrude it outward a bit to get those creases. And that's how you get these very sharp, well, not very sharp, but sharp enough creases and edges on your car body when you're designing in Fusion. And now he's dragging the sides out to make the the back and front end. And looks like, let's go back. Whoops. Let's go back to the video. It looks like what he did was added a new plane. Yeah, he added a new plane from the origin, and then he's gonna mirror that body with that plane. Let's look at that again. So mirror T-spline body based on the plane that he just created, and then boom, he got that. Yeah, now he's got a symmetry, and he's pulling out the front end to make it a little more curvy, and that's that. So, and now this is just, I think, a separate example of how to get a sharp edge or a sharper crease along your car body. Essentially, he's adding additional edges there, inserting additional edges. Actually, if you look closely, he's actually inserting points. He's inserting a point that when there's 2 points, it'll create a line. So, yeah, that's what he's doing there. Adding a point there, adding a point there. He's really zooming in to see what he's doing. And now you get this very sleek, sharp edge along your car body. And the final result looks very close to the canvas design. If we go back to the drawing there, that's pretty close, right? And I'm pretty sure this wasn't the model that he created at the beginning, but I mean, you could get to this point by tweaking and pulling various edges and making it behave the way you want it to. So let's see, what is he doing now? Dragging it out a bit. Okay, yep, making it fit. And yeah, okay, yep. Oh, so interestingly, I just noticed this. If you, let's go back to what he did here. Notice how the sketch isn't actually on the same plane as the body. It's actually a little more forward. That's why you get that almost the wheel arch. So what he did is just match the body to the target edge, which actually made it come forward a bit, which is why it looks like that. So there you go. That's essentially the approach I took, and that's how I was able to get this shape. This body right here is still a T-spline body. Essentially everything here other than the wheel, the tire, the shift knob, and the steering wheel are made by and the exhaust pipe. Other than those things, everything else was sculpted, or yeah, everything else was modeled using sculpt bodies. So yeah, this is right now still a T-spline body. I haven't converted this yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to what I can do is thicken the body and then convert it to a B-rep. I've tried it and it works, but I haven't really thought about what the next step is after that. So I'm leaving it as a T-spline body for now. And yeah. Also, so everything here, the wheel, the tires were also made in Fusion. I was thinking of actually importing components and adding to this car, but the purists in me want to make everything in this design environment. So the way I got this tread pattern was actually based off of what Garen did with his bike light. If you watched Garen's video on how he did the bike light and how he made the detail around his light with the curvy detail, where he also revolved it around the light, that's essentially what I did here, except instead of combining the T-spline body as a combine, I used it as a cut. So I cut the revolve around this cylinder and was able to get this tire tread pattern. This wheel essentially was sculpted from a couple T-spline cylinders. I just scaled them down and then used circular pattern to pull the spokes out. So this was a 10 spoke wheel. It had a circular cylinder, circular symmetry of 10. So when I pulled one out, the others did the same. And then these are just hole cuts using the hole command in the model environment. And that's how really I was able to get this wheel. And yeah, the rest were just T-spline, edit form, pole, edit form, scale. Yeah, that's about it. The way actually, the other thing I wanted to add is this roll hoop was a very interesting last minute decision to make. I actually had a solid hoop going on here. Actually, I may be able to pull that up to give you guys a look at what I had. Let's see, what is this? Oh, this was the very beginning. What I based what's behind this is actually an MX5. I think 2012 MX5. This was also early on when I got the body. I extruded the top part and then mirrored it. Let's see if I have any pictures of early roll hoop. There you go. So early on, that roll hoop was just a solid T-spline body, and I just pulled it up and then made this nice round bulge. And then what happened is I essentially pressed Alt and then held down and moved the center manipulator so that I can scale down the surface and add additional geometry around it. And I did it on both sides, so I did it on the back and I did it on the front. And I just used the bridge command and bridged the two scaled down surfaces together. And when you do that, it just creates a hole, which totally worked out. And I was able to get the shape I wanted. So I think that's also one of the cool things about T-splines is sometimes you're not exactly sure, and I know Garen said this too, you're not exactly sure what you want, but when it happens, you're like, yes, that's exactly what I want. I want that. I'm keeping that. So I'm really happy of how cool the roll hoops turned out. I'm also pretty happy with the overall shape, side profile in the edges on the car body. I really dig that. Yeah. So, and I gotta say, this was a very addictive project to work on. I put on my headphones. I keep doing this. Next thing I know, it was 3 in the morning. So I think I don't think this is over yet. I think I'm gonna continue to work on this a bit. Definitely do something around the bottom. Maybe fill the hole and make it 3D printable and maybe get a little model out of it. That would be awesome. So yeah, that's my little video around how I approach this design. And if you guys find this useful, like the video, let me know about it. Shoot me an email. Find me on Twitter. Write in the projects area. Let me know what you guys think, and I will follow up and keep in touch with you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this, and till next time, later.